That's a lot of money. Why are you mad like that? Ooh, I'm in my new bag, my bad. You ain't getting too bad, my bad. Yeah. First of the month, I'ma run it back. Ay. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Friday, payday, run it back. Ay. Run it back, run it back, run it back. 48 yards, I run it back. Ay. I cop a car, I run it back. Go on your then run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. Hello? That's the jag calling. Let me click over real quick to let my jag talk it. I eat it, ooh, Pac-Man. That's the way my neck talk it, right? I ain't never coming back the way the stretch. You don't make no clap back when you rap pack my bad, but I'm past that. But an ass back, that's cash. When the money fall, I'ma slap that. Clap when the money go, you don't slap. That's facts. Cause the money low, I'ma grab round man. When it come back, I'ma give back my bad. When the tech hit, the direct hit, I'm glad.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL 100 Game of the Week on EA Sports. We are just moments away from kickoff, and we've got a good one on tap between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Dick.
3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here come the Bengals now to take over. And they'll be led out by their quarterback, the former Louisville Cardinal, Teddy Bridgewater.
To me, the best part of Teddy Bridgewater's game is his decision-making. Very smart, loves to watch the game, loves to analyze it, and he does it so well, he takes care of the football and keeps his team in good spots.
This is Joe Mixon, 4th in the NFL in rushing last season. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Back to Mixon on first down. 20! And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms, because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
On for the point after is Randy Bullock. Well, these may be an adventure this afternoon, but this one is good. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And a long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. This fielded at the 2. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. Under center, it's the 2017 Heisman Trophy winner as you get a look at Baker Mayfield.
I don't know about you, but I've absolutely loved his consistency throughout the season. Always good, occasionally spectacular. But right now, he's on the outside of that MVP race. What's it going to take for him to get it done down the stretch?
You're right, on the fringe. But hey, Week 14, there's still a month left for him to make a lasting impression, have some scintillating plays, and then who knows?
Yeah, those scintillating plays, those splash plays, those plays we'll talk about for the next week leading up to the next game. He'll need a bunch of those down the stretch in order to win the award.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Here's Mayfield. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. To try again after the sack. Mayfield. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Carl Lawson picks up his second sack of the afternoon. On fourth down, they snap it to Mayfield. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Geno Atkins. And that will force a turnover on downs. And, partner, I'm not really sure what in the world they were thinking on fourth and long there at this stage in the game, but you think social media may be firing up a little bit right now?
Oh, the coach is trending right now. Right? There's no doubt about it. People are wondering what that decision was. But it takes me back to a number of years ago. A very successful coach in the league had told himself before a playoff game he was going to be aggressive. No matter what, he's going to be aggressive. And it ran his team into some real problems early, and they got upset in that playoff game. Let's see if this team can recover.
Well, that's aggressive in capital letters with glitter, 7 underscore. I mean, that's the definition of aggressive.
Yeah, you can almost hear the cheerleaders doing the be aggressive chant behind him, and he listened to it.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A 3-yard loss. Fourth down now.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
And Bullock will put this one through. And that will make it 10-0 here in the first. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Browns offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about what the playoffs were to begin to.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
That's what I'm talking about.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll let it, and this will be caught at the 30. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. DJ Chark. Touchdown number 22 on the season as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Mayfield looks to throw, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you're trying to throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Bridgewater on 3rd and 2. Got his man. It's Eifert. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, they bring on the Michigan man, Matt Weil, to kick it away. 10-6 the score after 1 right here on EA Sports. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And they'll get to this and touch it. Looks like, right at the 15-yard line here. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held them to no gain.
He's going to run, but he's got to look. Now Mayfield lost the football, and the Bengals grab it. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Cincinnati touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 26. Play fake. Mayfield. They'll roll him out right. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there at 22. Mayfield to throw it. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. Geno Atkins has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Alert, alert, alert.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mayfield, he'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you got to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that's nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down.
Mike is 59. Mike to 59.
They're indeed going. It's Mayfield. Steps away to his left. Now he's going to go up top over the middle. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. And predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. And they'll start out here with a jet sweep. Now Green, staying on the ground. Let's hope he's all right. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Play action now. Bridgewater. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
It's easy work. It's coming again.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23.
Football's such a game of tendencies, down in distance, and on 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1, you think of, yeah, fullback's probably going to get the ball, but when you get to 3rd and 2, most of the time that's either the running back or a pass play. So that's a nice tendency breaker by the offensive team there. Hand it to their big guy to pick up a first down.
He's got to hook up to Lazard, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Here's Bridgewater. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, wherever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th.
Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. Carl Lawson able to record his 5th sack of the season. Mayfield on play action.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there.
This is taken in. It's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. DJ Chark with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Browns are able to strike quickly for 6. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season.
And he's going to go down. This will count as a sack, a very short sack, taken down at the 2. So now, Charles, 2 touchdowns, 2 tries at 2-point conversions, and both fail.
And you want to say, let's go ahead and run the kicker out there from now on. But the problem is you're chasing points at this stage. So now you've got to dial up more 2-point conversions and hope you're successful from here on out.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's in his own 2nd quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard game.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has, and that never has to shift because it's in a game. It's a 1,000-yard mark. I'm wondering, since we've gone from 12 to 14 to 16 games, maybe we need to up that a little.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Throwing, Bridgewater. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. Bengals running back, Joe Mixon. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. To the air again with Bridgewater. Looking for Boyd, and he's got him. Touchdown, Bengals. Tyler Boyd, as the first half is winding down. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
Mayfield now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, Haywood!
Now Mayfield. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 4 seconds left, and there's the timeout. In field goal range and a chance to tack on 3 before intermission. Not time enough for a play and then a timeout, you wouldn't think. So with 4 seconds left, they're going for it.
Mike's partner. Hurry! Man, I got you. Mike.
Final play of the half. Mayfield under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. The lake effect snow set to continue for the second half of action as we are back underway.
Come on now, let's go!
Look at DJ Chark as he and the rest of the offense head back out. A monster game so far, third quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throw.
It got his man complete. And they finally are able to take him down at the opposite 47. It's a big play there for the Browns. And even 50 yards to throw. Mayfield. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Geno Atkins racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Another try after the first down sack. Mayfield. It's caught. Beckham. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on third. Third and short yardage. Mayfield. He finds Beckham complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Browns get a score closer. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's toppled the century mark already receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game.
And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl quarterback Denzel Ward. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Well, so much of playing quarterback in the snow comes down to trying not to do too much. You got to just keep telling yourself, throws downfield we've run every day in practice all year. But guess what? They suddenly become more difficult. And this one gets away from him and winds up an interception.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Mayfield forced out to his left. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. William Hayes has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Mayfield now.
That's his second sack of the game. The best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as...
That's caught inside the 20. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Throwing, Mayfield. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, his 21st touchdown of the season, as his guys are back within a... Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on first and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. We remind you that coming up later tonight, Sunday Night Football. Seems like we've seen the Seahawks quite a bit in prime time the last few weeks, and we get them again tonight as they head down to L.A. to take on the Rams. And then tomorrow night for Monday Night Football, it's Giants-Eagles from Chile, Philadelphia. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. On the delay, it's Mixon. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. On third down, Bridgewater. He's got his man, Boyd. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Tyler Boyd with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. And it seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again. And you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
And now we've got a man a little jumpy here. Maybe trying to block the extra point. Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it ends with a Bengals score. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll return this one all the way onto the other side of the field.
It's the 3rd quarter, and they're down on the scoreboard. And while no one wants to hit the panic button just yet, points are a necessity on this drive. What a great way to get set up.
Odell Beckham now marching back onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself. And usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. The open man is Shark. It's complete. That one goes for 24 yards. Baker Mayfield, in all likelihood, is going to be seeing a lot of these Cincinnati Bengals in the coming years, twice this season. And he got off to a great start last year as a rookie. against Cincinnati. 7 touchdowns. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Geno Atkins. He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Sam Hubbard making his presence felt in the backfield. Third and long for Mayfield. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Jarvis Landry, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. So up comes Mayfield as his guys will go for 2. And that time, he came out of the slot for that big play downfield for the score.
I think what we just saw there, partner, is what we call scheming a guy open. Put him in the slot, know that he has tremendous speed. What you're doing with your other receivers is likely running shorter routes to draw the attention closer to the line of scrimmage, to give him a chance to get downfield and turn it into a one-on-one route, often against the safety. You like your odds when he's running against the safety. His speed usually wins, and it did on that play.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Don't get no.
First down, Bridgewater. Got his man, it's Eifert. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the lead as well as we start the 4th. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
On 2nd and 12, Bridgewater finding Green complete. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. They're never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way, lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
Here's Matt Wild now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Now this is fielded in the end zone. Able to fight through one tackle. They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to...
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Geno Atkins in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year. Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points. yards.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender.
Ooh.
To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
That's a lot of points. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle. Again, it's Mixon. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. You hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
To return is Taylor. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He's back to throw, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Carl Lawson in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. He'll look to throw.
As I was watching the play unfold, my eyes immediately went to the referee because I wanted to see, was he going to put those 2 hands over his head, that universal signal for a safety? But it's at the 1-yard line. You know you're playing with fire when you get sacked that close to the goal line.
This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game, but a critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means.
Certainly, and just think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had because those haven't been great, but they get a few more quality ones like that. That could finish things off well.
Hurry! Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Orbit.
4th down, Mayfield. And can you believe it? It's a second safety in this ball game. And that disastrous play, partner, is ultimately going to seal their fate in this one, isn't it?
It certainly is because they gave up the 2 points, but that's not really what did it. It's having to give up the football. And because they gave up the football, guess what? The other team now can take the ball and close this game out.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the 4th. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. Now Joe Mixon, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Again, it's Mixon. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game.
On the double. 53 at the mark. Here we go, D. Get off the field.
On 3rd down, Mixon. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. It's a Bengal 1st down, a pickup of 11.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
The Bengals go down to a knee in the victory formation. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking.